Hi, this is Anthony from ocuplay.com, and today we will be playing End Space. New game that will be out this week. It's my first playthrough.
The Tartarus sector. For centuries held by the United Trade Consortium, rulers of the galactic trade routes. Under attack by a rebel group trying to steal the secrets of deep space travel. Now the war begins to protect the UTC's secrets and regain its hold on the Tartarus sector.
So yeah, I think this is on the Oculus Go free period.
Greetings, contractor. Welcome to the Tartarus sector, deadly as it is beautiful. I'm Operator Soldano. I serve as a flight officer for the United Trade Consortium Security Division. While you're here, you'll be working under my supervision. As I'm sure you realize with the length of our trip up the Perseus Arm, we are far from civilization. Resources to secure this sector are hard to come by, and we have a lot of work to do. After the long trip to get here, I'm sure you need to hone your skills. We prepped a training exercise to get you back in the saddle. Open up the contract board in front of you and select your first assignment.
Tutorial. Is anyone wants to learn stuff?
Okay, contractor. I know you're an experienced Minos pilot, but since we couldn't take these birds out for a spin while the Condottiero was in transit, you might be a bit rusty. What's more, this model of Minos is different. We've added a few new modifications, a warp drive being the biggest one. I've set up some targets to bring us back up to speed. This shouldn't take too long, and you'll need to be at peak performance for the rest of our tour of duty. Head to the first warp gate. Now, let's test the afterburners. The new Minos has a thrust capacitor to prevent the engines from overheating. Boost a couple of times to become familiar with the limiter's cooldown time. It's time to test your ship's weapons. Pull the primary fire trigger to fire the energy cannons. Let's see if you can eliminate your first enemy in the Tartarian theater, the fearsome cargo container. Fantastic. I'm sure the independents of Tartarus fear you already. Head to Warp Gate 3. I've got a bit of a surprise for you. And it isn't more cargo containers.
So control, like yawing and pitching, rolling, that's what I'm looking for, is done with the head tilting left and right. Up and down is your head up and down. Your ship accelerates at a normal rate, but you can boost the brake.
The Minos is equipped with a missile launcher and objectives able to safety, as well as the flight inhibitors on 3 captured Liberation fighters. You wanted to warm up, and today's your lucky day. Lock, hold your gaze on the target. Let them look to the red when the lock has been acquired. Pull the secondary fire trigger to fire a missile. If you lose sight of your target, the lock will be lost. prepare to jump out. Your ship's warp drive is triangulated by mission control. It's the only way to get the warp drive to work in these smaller fighters. To jump, align your ship with the warp vector. Report to debriefing after arrival.
Let's get debriefed. How's that do go? No, not wanting to talk to me? Alright. So, we've done that. Border Patrol.
Welcome to 34 Cabanos, Contractor. An M-Class star with an extensive belt system. Our last scan indicates that at least one TLF fighter is still in the area. I've marked out 3 waypoints for you to investigate. Navigate through the belt until you reach the last waypoint. Alpha 2 will be accompanying you. Stay alert and find your target.
So we're patrolling the borders. We're patrolling the borders. That's my teammate.
We're picking up a high-velocity object in your sensors. Close call. Though there isn't really much to do about dodging those if one has your name on it. Maintain your burn toward the next waypoint.
So you can't really look at the cockpit without turning.
It's just an empty cargo container. Keep moving.
There we go. Hold the sticks in. Stick as well. No.
Electromagnetic signature detected.
So hold the left stick in. You can freely
TLF fighter detected. Looks like we've found our intruder. Time to earn your pay, Contractor. Be advised, warp gate activation detected. You have an additional. Make that multiple enemy contacts. Contact.
orange on orange, it's quite difficult to see. We're only on level 2. So this is definitely not a comfortable game. Someone might find it a little bit nauseating after a lot of barrel rolling and plane spinning. Can I upgrade my ship? Let's have a look. So we got 8,300 credits. Unlocked. Too much money to unlock, so that'll be a no. And too much money as well, so that'll be a no. So let's carry on. Actually, let's do what I normally do, just turn off. So you can use the virtual joystick. Let's give that a go. And fight. Let's turn the music off. That's only mission 2, 3.
Illegal mining.
Sorry, man.
Two illegal miners have been spotted in the Thanatos crystal field. These crystals are extremely rare and are used in the creation of warp gates and drives.
Game paused. Game paused.
So this time I'm actually gazing and I have to, my lasers are fixed. This is going to be interesting. Here we go. Interesting to see how well I do here. Again, less stick, I can look about.
Targets in range. Don't let them escape. They know every ounce counts. The last thing we need is for the crystal fragments to fall into the wrong hands. Mission accomplished, pilot. Miners and cargo eliminated. Head back for debrief. The warp drive is separate from interference, so you'll have to use the warp gate. Make your way there. We've received troubling news. One of our spies reports that the Resistance has a warp drive prototype. You'll be extracting the prototype and meeting you at a rendezvous point. Return to base, contractor. Your next mission will follow shortly. Brace for an attack. We see 5 enemy fighters on your scanners. I guess we know what was responsible for the interference. Clearly they understand the importance of this crystal field and aren't ready to give it up without a fight. Let's make sure they don't get another opportunity. But we need you for another mission. Return to the condottiere.
Sorry, man. Get me in there. Okay. So we got credits flashing. No. Can I buy more credits? Oh, it's actually the credits. Silly me. Alright, let's go back and change a few things. So I want to... So... Do I want to do that? Probably yes. I don't want to do that. There's more. Excuse me. Pitch. That might be quite cool, but I'll leave that. That might actually make me sick. Alright, mission 4. So let's see what this does.
While you were in debrief, our agent successfully stole the TLF warp prototype.
Okay.
Unfortunately for him, the ship he escaped in was rigged with a remote self-destruct. We suspect the cargo was also remotely ejected, and need you to ensure that the Resistance does not get the device back. Beating them there shouldn't be an issue since they'll have to use the warp gate network. Lucky for us, this is where our new Minos prototype allows a distinct advantage. Getting you in a system before our enemies without putting the carrier at risk. That ends if the Tartarus Liberation Front achieves a working prototype.
So, this time I'm looking to fire, and I'm holding my controller almost like vertically, like a baton or something. And if I pull it back, I will climb down to go down. Left or yaw, right or yaw. The ship can't quite work out. I can't roll.
Scanning. Scanning. Empty.
And when I look, it's going to do the reticle. So we'll see how that works in combat. In a second. Oh, some enemies. That's their escape pod. I assume it is, or they're dead and that's their floating corpse. So you can't really rest the controller. You can use the analog stick as well, which is kind of what I want. But I want to rest the controller and not have any influence on this. I have to keep it up.
Scanning.
Okay.
Warp signatures detected. Looks like the TLF scouts have arrived. That prototype is UTC intellectual property. If they're so interested in our intellectual property, oblige them. Your trigger finger is resting on some.
Who's that? Oh, jeez.
mass is too much for the small warp drive of your Minos. My mission control ship is sitting just a small distance from the AO. We're warping to you. Sit tight.
Sitting tight.
Meet Onager Alpha, the Condottiera's mission control freighter. Rendezvous and transfer, and step on it. This ship isn't meant for combat.
Okay, I missed that. Rendezvousing with the ship. It would be nicer if there was less stars, because they're a bit low quality. I think if it was more black and this stood out more, it would be a bit nicer. I think I remember X-Wing wasn't
Cargo
this
transferred and
busy
preparing to warp. Another wave of TLF fighters has arrived. Keep them off Onager Alpha while we triangulate our warp vector. Workshop aborted. Further scans indicate the device is a bomb. Keep the fighters at bay while we disable the device. I suspect this whole shindig was a ploy to oust our agent. I doubt they've even made enough progress to make a prototype. Warp out, contractor. We'll be right behind you.
So I think that control, probably not for me. I think I'll have to change that back. So, let's use gaze for flight. Maybe I do want that on. Leave it like that.
Instead of constantly responding to threats, it's time to take the fight to the enemy. You'll be visiting the TLF science station that our agent was stationed on before he perished, destroying the communications array and making way for UTC boarding parties. I'm looking forward to this.
Me too. Let's do it.
This is the Liberation Front science station in which our agent was embedded before he perished. The local nebula interferes with communications, so external comms relays are required. Obviously, the message will get out that one ship is raiding the external platforms. What we don't want immediately advertised are the boarding parties will be sending to capture the station immediately after you complete your mission. Destroy the arrays and take their voice. Expect fighter intercept from the local station and defensive emplacements near the relays.
think I'll just wrap that up for a bit and return to this a little bit later. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. See you later, dude.